Let's talk about the new administration under President Hichilema, who has was sworn in about 2 days ago in Zambia. And the president has appointed a new finance minister since earlier as part of his strategic economic direction away from the former administration of Edgar Lungu. But it's certainly not going to be a walk in the park for the new government in Lusaka. To discuss what to expect moving forward is Jospeh Ochieno, a political analyst and a renowned journalist as well. He's based in Uganda. Good to have you on the show tonight, sir.
Good to have you too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm sure you're watching very closely the political development or transition in Zambia, even with a new finance minister now in office. What do you make of this development?
Congratulations to the people of Zambia. The new president is a businessman, very successful as such. I
love the sound of that.
Zambia is going to change. Culture is going to change. Public service is no longer going to be political. Very, very good news. So in that sense, it's not surprising that he's bringing back the people whom he believes are able to perform for Zambia rather than for the political class. It's possibly too early to tell, but I think the signals really starting with the speech is extremely good.
Yeah, it's extremely good. And you also, you seem to tee off with Mr. President Hichilema on the return of the former finance minister into the cabinet.
Yeah, I do. And as I said, Zambia is an economy that needs a turnaround. With a very low growth rate of about just under 3%, with a huge birth rate alone, that tells you that there is something fundamentally wrong there, something bad. The other thing is that Zambia substantially depends on copper. Up to 60% or thereabout of its GDP is dependent on one commodity. Unless you get someone like the incoming president with the kind of noises he's presenting, that Zambia needs to diversify its economy. Zambia needs a new set of thinking. Zambia needs economic policies that are driven by economics rather than politics and self-interest.
So
Zambia needs
to
to destabilize the usual things in the African continent, which is basically a corruption. Zambia has got the capacity to be able to do this. It's a huge country with a relatively low population, but generally still very poor.
Yeah, so in a manner of speaking, you weren't really surprised that President Edgar Lungu lost a landslide to the new hemsman, the new president.
No, I wasn't. I think the jury is out, but I think for the first time in a rather long time, you could actually see that President Lungu was possibly one of the least favored leaders, not only in that country, because he had the opportunity to be able to deliver, but understandably, from the beginning, I think he hit several stumbles. Now, on the other hand, Mr. Hichilema, I came in with a track record in business, but beyond that, he was a persistent player. Zambians by now already knew the kind of person who he was. He seems to be meaning very much what he says. He's been very consistent. And for that reason, I think Zambians, particularly the Zambian youth, with the huge unemployment in Zambia, which is basically an across Africa thing, it was very clear that the youth of Zambia were really determined and resolved for change, and they went for it. I think Mr. Lungu knew what was going to happen. You remember he sort of nearly threatened to say that elections had been rigged, elections which he clearly organized. It was very clear that no, change was coming, change had come, and I'm really delighted that he decided to basically let go.
Yes, well, one of the key issues the new administration will need to deal with has to do with foreign debt and some of these wranglings with some of the big copper companies such as Glencore between CCH, which is the investment arm of the government, in its relationship, joint venture, whatever arrangement, equity sharing with the big mining firms.
I think if there is anybody who is likely to bring calm and stability in the Zambian economy and the Zambian relationship with the foreign agencies, global agencies, it was bound to be the new president. So for that reason, really, the fact that the transition was rather smooth. The language and the voices that are actually coming from State House, the fact that this is a business guy, and the fact that the election was rather decisive means that this guy has got the confidence of the Zambian people, and there's no reason why the international community does not have confidence in him. So really a need for stability. But look, the situation is actually rather bad. High inflation, possibly over 15, I think about 17% or thereabout. It's really, really important that confidence is building. But there's something else. Somehow, in the last 3, 4, 5 years, something which was rather strange coming from Zambia, that's huge human rights abuses. The tone, again, of the new president is such that he's going to govern for all Zambians. And for that reason, I think there's no reason why really friends of Zambia, and indeed the international community, does not give confidence and an opportunity for Zambia to turn around.
Yes, so you think investors' confidence is expected to be boosted by Hichilema's administration and, of course, the female vice president as well?
Yeah, indeed. And as I said, the economy, the country has got potentials. I mean, look at areas like tourism, which has been substantially underutilized as one sector. Agriculture, it could be substantially boosted. Sugar, which is basically a key export, huge opportunities there, as I said, because these guys have got huge amount of land. Rural poverty in Zambia, while it's a challenge, it also means that the possibility for an economic turnaround, meaning an incentive, a new way of doing business. There's no reason why these things don't turn around. And I think for that, the new team are possibly the best placed people, particularly if they mean what they say, and especially in dealing with and challenging corruption and trying to create a new set of Zambia for which, as they call it, one Zambia for all Zambians.
So in a manner of speaking, this is good news, not only for Zambia, for the entire Southern African or the SADC community.
Oh no, it's fantastic news. I think even for you guys in the West, to whom we once upon a time thought that democracy would never come across, but now you guys are just basically laughing at East and Southern Africa. No, it's fantastic news. It shows there's a possibility, like what happened in Ghana, that an incumbent can lose elections and blame the incoming opposition.
Very, very interesting conversation. Thank you so much, Jospeh Ochieno, political economy, speaking on the recent leadership change in Zambia. Do have a great weekend and see you next time.